Hi, Joey. I know you've been out for a little bit because you were sick, so I hope you're feeling better now. But I saw your homework and I thought I would just refresh with you about the place value. So we'll go over example questions and then we'll go over the questions on your paper. So this is the number 236. Each digit represents a place value, which is the ones, tens, and hundreds. The 6 is in the ones place, the tens is in the 3 is in the tens place, and the 2 is in the hundreds place. So this represents 200, 3 tens, and 6 ones, which is known as the expanded form. This number is read as 236. This is known as a word form. So it's 236 because this 3 represents 10. So it's like 36 without the 2, but then you add in the 2 because it's 200s. This is pictures to represent each place value. These are hundreds, this is tens, and then these are ones. So 236 visually is 2 hundreds, 3 tens, and 6 ones. So now we're going to go over a couple on your worksheets that I sent home, and we're going to go over a couple that you got correct first so you can understand it better when we get to the more difficult ones. So this says, what is the value of the underlined digit? And this number is read as 436. So, and then 6 is the underlined digit. So let's try to think of what 6 is. So I thought we would do this together visually. So I will bring over the 4 in the hundreds place, the 3 in the tens, and the 6 in the ones. Now, let's start with the ones place, okay? So, there is a number 6 here. So, we are going to take the 1 square and we are going to count them over to the ones place. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now let's do the tens place. Now we can figure out, if you don't remember, we can figure out which one of these two are the tens. Because we know this is the ones because it's just one individual square. So what we can do to find out which one of these is the tens is we can count the smaller one. instead of the larger one, to do process of elimination. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we don't have to count this one. So we know that this is the tens now. So we need to drag over, if we don't remember, we can always look back, 3. So this is 1, 2, 3. And to make sure we are right, we can count by tens. So number 1 would be 10. Number 2 would be 20. Number 3 would be 30. This is correct because it's in the tens place. And so 3 represents 30. And then, so this one is in the hundreds place. So we would need to bring over 4 of the hundreds square. So we have to count again so we don't lose track. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go and see which one has the correct value of our question. So if this is 400, so you can count this by hundreds. So it's 100. It's just like the 3. So that would be 1, 10, and 100. So it's 100. Then 200, 300, 400. But we're trying to see the value of number 6, right? So if we go back here, there are 2 different ways we can look at this. We can now look at it by the word that is representing here is ones. And then we can also look at it by the pictures. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means the value of this is number 6. Okay, and you got that answer correct on your paper. So that was good job. This one you also got correct on your paper. So that's why we're doing this one again. Just so it's easier understanding when we go on to the more difficult ones. So this says, what is the value of the underlined digit? Which is number. So this is 802 because there is nothing there in the middle. So we're not going to, it's not 10, it's not 20, it's just 0. So it's 802. We are trying to find the place value of 2. So to help us remember, we are going to put the number 2 all the way at the end because we always want to start from right to left to help us remember. And then the 0, and then 8. So now, which one do we want to put here in 2 since it's starting right to left? Is it this one this one, this one. Remember up here, yes, it is ones because it's number 1. So we have to do 2 because there's the number 2, and that's how we remember that. So it's 1, 2. And now we are in the tens. So, which one do we bring over? Do we have to bring over the hundreds, the ones, or the tens? That's right, none of them, because this is 0. So we don't need to bring anything over here. Now we're at the 800. So do we want to bring over the hundreds or the tens? Got to remember what it represents. Remember, we can always count them because this one has more squares than this one. So we can always count them. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we don't bring over the tens because it's not equal to the hundredths place. So we need to use our hundreds blocks. So how many do we need? Right? We need 8 to equal 800. So we need to count again. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we can always make sure that we have 8. Yes, we counted them, but is it 800? So we can go 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. So we have 8 hundreds. But we have to find out what value our 2 is in 802. So again, we can count these. It's 1, 2. So the answer is 2 because it is 2 ones. So 2 is in the ones place. So now it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So we are going to try and find out what is the value of the underlined digit in 861. So the underlined digit is number 6. But our question is, what is the value of the number 6 in 861? And so I already set up the number so we can remember what number it is. So let's remember, we're always going to start with the ones place. The ones place goes first. So if this is in ones place and this is number 1, how many cubes do we need to bring over? Yes, just 1. Then here's number 6. So how many do we need to bring over? Yes, 6. But of which bar, which grid do we need to bring over? So remember, we can always count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, which one do we want to bring over? This is the tens place, and this is a tens. And then we want to bring over these, so we need to bring over 6 tens. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now we can double check ourselves to see if we have 6 tens by counting by tens. And then we can find out the value by doing this as well. So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So the value of the underlying digit, which we determined was 6, is 60. That's really good job. Now we are going to determine the place value for the underlying digit and the number 589. So the underlying digit is number 5. So we're always going to start in the ones place, and it is number 9, 8, 5. So since this is in the ones place, and this is number 9, so how many cubes should we bring over? Yes, 9. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now we are having the tens place. And there are 8 tens. Do you remember which one the tens is now? Yes, it is that one. So we need how many? Yes, we need 8. Good. So let's count 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, we can double check ourselves by counting by tens. So that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So do we have all the tens bars we need? Yes, we do, because this is number 8. And so that represents 10. So that would be 80. So now in the hundreds place, we need how many, Joey? We need 5. Good. And this is the hundreds because we already used the tens because you did a well job remembering that. So let's count 5 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so we're going to count by hundreds to double check we have 5. So this is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So, in the number 589, we were trying to find out the underlying number, which was 5. The value of this number 5 is, what is it, Joey? Remember? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So the answer is 500. It's 500. Good job, Joey. Doing really good. I'm glad you are understanding this better now. So let's go to our next one. This is a little bit different, okay? So we are not trying to find out the value of them, but we want to find out what the largest value is. So which digit has the largest value? So we are going to use our same technique that we've been using and find out what the largest value of 238 is, okay? So let's put our numbers out. So which one did we see first? Yes, we saw the 8 first. All the way on the right in the ones place. Then in the tens place was which one? Yes, 3. And then lastly, we have 2 is in the hundred place. So we're always going to start in the ones place. So how many ones do we need? Yes, we need 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, This is the tens place, so how many tens do we need? Yes, we need 3. Do you remember which one is the tens? Yes, this one. Good job. So we need to bring over 3. So let's count 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Do you remember how we can double check to make sure we have 3 tens? Yes, we can count by 10. So this is 10, 20, 30. Now, we need to have how many hundreds? Yes, 2 hundreds. So we need to count to 2 while bringing them over. So this is 1, 2. Do you remember the other way to find out that we have the 200s? Yes, by counting by hundreds. So this is 100, 200s. Good. So, but our question was, which one has the largest value? Before you put 8, and I understand why. It is the largest number, but it's in the ones place, so it only has 8 ones. So we have to think about it this way. Is number 8 bigger than 30? Or is number 8 bigger than 200? So now we have these visuals to help us understand which one's largest. But that is something that we can remember if we have a hard time with it, because we know our ones, tens, and hundreds. So you can always write it out. Any other number that you have in the future, you can write it out and think, is 8 bigger than 30 or is 8 bigger than 200? So we have to, so we know it's not 8, because that's what we had before, because that's just in the ones place. So is 30 bigger than 200, or is 200 bigger than 30? Right, it is 200. So what digit is the largest, though? Because it's not 200. 200's not here. That's just the value of it. Yes, it is 2, because it is in the hundreds place, so the worth is 200. So the value of 2 is 200. So the largest, the one with the most value, is number 2.